what's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? Good evening. Is it evening? It's evening, right? It's evening. How y'all doing? So, what's up, fam?
Hey, hey.
Hey y'all.
Don't be camera shy now. All y'all like pros in time, like, hey y'all. Yeah. So I am going to say hey to everybody that's on live right now with us. Go ahead, y'all like and share this, share and like this real quick. We can ready to have a conversation. So we gonna have this good conversation real quick about relationships, right? So I don't know if y'all remember, Chan was not here, but we were having a conversation after service one day about like a whole bunch of stuff. Right. So this is like one of the topics that we started talking about like after service that day. And we talked for a good little while. So we're gonna bring this conversation to the public, right? We the family talked about it, so we're gonna bring this conversation to the public. This the crew. We have Chan, we have Britt, we have Tay, and we're gonna have this real good conversation. We're not gonna be deacons, elders, or nothing tonight. We just gonna talk real quick. So happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve.
and we're gonna do this little talk real quick, right? And we're gonna get out y'all way. Hold on, y'all, real quick. We this is real informal, so I will be trying to multitask and all this other good stuff. Y'all know I can't do that. So all right, so y'all introduce yourself and I did a light introduction, but y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves and your I'm gonna ask y'all some questions real quick, and we're gonna dive into this conversation.
So we need to give our relationship status.
Yeah, so okay. I'm Jamal, right? Jamal, right. So I'm Jamal. So my current relationship status is to be determined, right? So we.
Let's get on here and keep it real now. Hold on. We're going to keep it.
Is it me you're looking for?
I like that.
Don't start. Come in right now.
Okay. Oh, it's my go. It's my go. Okay.
Finish, but you can go ahead and go. Go
Oh
ahead.
no, go ahead and finish. Your relationship status is
to be determined, but I'm single. I'm single right now. I'm currently single.
Okay.
Oh, it's my go. My name is Chandra DeStarling Gilbert. My relationship status is none of your business. Mind your own business. And yeah, I love the Lord with all my heart.
Okay, everyone. I am Brittany, and I am single. I'm newly single. So, well, not newly single, but on paper, I'm newly single. So,
what? Okay, we're gonna talk
about the
We're gonna talk about that.
My relationship status is somewhat personal, but I'm not single.
are we in a okay? So, are you in a situationship? See, because
that's
is that a situation? Okay, so my thing is because if I'm watching, is she okay with that response?
Just
I think
smile.
That's
just smile.
Relationship.
Huh?
I think the response is more about the person than the relationship.
Sit back.
Lean back.
Depending on who you're talking about, but again, depending on who you're talking about. But okay, all right.
I'm
So,
with you, Deontay.
Okay, Deacon.
All right. So we're gonna jump to this conversation real quick, right? So my first question to all y'all, and I'm gonna answer last. I'm gonna let y'all answer first. But like, what is your working definition of a relationship? So wait, so before I say that, I want to say this first. So we cannot like live through this life without any type of relationship, right? So like people's like, I don't need nobody. I'm good by myself. I think that's the biggest setup, and that's the biggest lie that people tell themselves, because no one on this earth was ever made to live and be by themselves, no matter the type of relationship. So my question to you all is like, what is your definition of, or your working definition of relationship? What does relationship look like for you outside of the parameters of family and friends?
Okay.
I'm gonna be specific. Outside, because I don't want y'all to be talking about y'all mama, y'all daddy, y'all sister, y'all brother, but outside the parameters of those who are kin to you, but like, what is your working definition, or what does relationship look like for y'all?
Oh, guess I go first since.
Ladies first.
But my working definition of relationship is a personal connection between two individuals, where there is a level of intimacy. And I'm not just talking about physical intimacy, but also a mental intimacy. I think the mental intimacy should be a little more stronger if you want the relationship to work. Yeah, than the physical. Well, I'm saying like this: don't let it be don't let the physical intimacy be the only reason that you are connected, or you feel like you are connected to a person. But it is a personal connection with another individual.
For me,
the individual, the individual of your choice, right?
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that next. Go ahead, Britt. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good. For me, I think a relationship is definitely a connection between two people, and understanding between two people. I think that, like, in my opinion, I guess, like I say, it's the biggest thing is the understanding for you, and whatever that relationship is for those two people. I think it's making that work however it should for those two people, and not like letting outside things define what a relationship is between you two people. But I definitely think it has to start with some level of connections, some level of having something in common. We share something in common. We share some type of value. We share a vibe. We share good energy. We share something. And I feel like it starts with that. But I feel like just defining it is kind of like whatever that is for you and those two people.
Oh, he called the doctor. The doctor comes.
Dr. Phil.
No, I would say that a relationship is a verbal agreement between two people, because I think it has to, that they understand and agree to contribute to the betterment of each other for each's end goal. Does that make sense?
That make a lot of sense, doctor.
I told the doctor was coming.
Listen.
When it's good, it go like that.
Yeah.
Brittany, we're going to have a deliverance service.
we cannot we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna be mad. We ain't gonna operate in anger.
No, I was just kidding. It's passion. It's passion. It's passion. It's okay. It's fine.
I'm just gonna jump. I'm piggyback on all y'all real quick. So for me, like the whole working definition of what does a relationship look like is the communication piece is key for me, right? That is very, very, very important to me. And then that connection with I think Chan was talking about intimacy. The intimacy is key, not just physical intimacy, but mental, emotionally, the whole gambit that encompasses the whole being, right? So that's what it would look like in my case. What my working definition, what their definition looked like. And there also has to be like a level of reciprocity, right? So there has to be some give and take. Like it can't just be all him giving or all her giving, or this whole concept, what you bring to the table. Baby, I am the table.
I'm the table. I'm the builder. I supply everything on the table. Listen, call me Bob the Builder. I have a question for that space. Okay, it's not, you say it's just not one person. So how do y'all feel about the whole 50-50 thing? Because my take on it, I don't want 50 of you. I want 100 and 100. I think the 50-50 is a cheat because you're not giving your all in the situation. So what is your take on the fact of this whole 50-50 thing, or, you know, one person doing everything?
So you're talking about like they say when y'all come together, y'all make a complete person. Is that what you're talking about?
No, you know how they say like in a relationship it's 50-50. He give 50, she give 50, whether it's time, opportunity, finances, whatever the case may be, it's a 50-50 thing. And it's not like it's not 30-40 or they don't equal 100.
No, you still
it's not 30-70 or 80-20, it's a 50-50 thing. But I think it should be 100-100. Everyone should be giving their all.
Well, I'm gonna say this. So you have to look at the dynamics of the individual, right? Or the individuals in the relationship. Sometimes it's not gonna be 100-100, right? Because you don't know where he gonna be. Is you might have to catch him, and you may have to be the 80, right? Or you may have to be the 100, right? And it's gonna be vice versa. That's why I was saying it has to be a level of reciprocity, because on some weeks I might not be 100.
But that's the 100 that you have. That's how I feel about it. That's all that you have. Even though you may be slacking, that's all that you have. And if I give my all, whatever you're lacking, we can.
So, she would have to be able to say, you know what, I got you.
Right.
You know what, today I got you. Right. There has to be some level of backing when it comes to the relationship piece, because if I'm always just giving my all, at some point my all gonna be my get up gonna be right up and left. So then there leaves this whole gap in the relationship where things start to fall apart, because number one goes back to Dr. Feelgood. He said that communication piece, we have to be verbal in the relationship so that we will know where the other person is. Because sometimes guessing, you're gonna get it wrong.
Right. But that goes back to the comment that's in the comments. Erica Jones says you can communicate all day, but if you don't understand, there has to be a level of understanding each other.
Absolutely.
Because communication is more than just being able to articulate or say something. It's about comprehending each other and understand that way. If he is not 100 or she is not 100, you understand. Because
but I think it comes to like, not cutting you off. I think that comes down to you shouldn't give 50-50 or 100 or 100. You should get what you agree to give. If you say you're gonna do something, just do it. If you give all that you say you'll do, everybody will always be happy. Or if you can't do something, say you can't do it. Yeah.
I do. We do contracts.
Okay, but can I ask you something with that? Can I ask something? So that's cool, but like in reality, life happens sometimes though, right? So you agree and you come in like, okay, this is what I signed up to do. But then life happens, circumstances change. And so I think, we're forever evolving. So I think that's an ongoing conversation. Like what it was maybe 2 years ago is not what it is today. Right. So what I said I was going to do then may look different in this season of my life. And this person that I'm with has to understand where I'm at. And I think, speaking to what Pastor Jamal and Pastor Chan were saying, I feel like everybody's giving that may be all they can give in that season, but that may not always look like 100. It may look like 70-30, 60-40. But that's all. That's their 100%. That 60 is all they got.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I said
So
you should do.
you kind
Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
No, I think that's why I was saying you should give what you agree to give, and what you can't give, you got to say you can't give. So I guess it circles back to the communication piece. It's like me knowing myself as a person. I know some things I'm not going to want to sign up to do every day, but I know I'm open and willing enough to say I don't want to do this every day. So if we can cut this down to this many times a week, that's great. I know I don't like going to the grocery store. So if we're going to cook, or we're going to cook at all, we got to go one time.
So call Walmart.
Or you can do
delivery.
pickup, right? You can compromise. There's pickup. So you don't like going to the store, you can do pickup.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I would agree. But it's just about what we agree to. I know one thing for certain, though. I'm not going to the same store 3 times in 1 week.
Yeah.
I feel me neither.
Me now.
And I would say, Miss Nicole Adams said, would you say that this includes the nonverbal communication along with the communication? I would.
Yes. Yeah, I would, because that is still a form of communication. But however, you cannot read the nonverbal communication cues through your lens of trauma, right? So you can't look, because he might not feel like talking one day, and then you take that as something that happened in previous relationships, right? So now it's like, oh, so you just like that. You told me I couldn't say that. You just like that other joker. I did good.
Yeah, you got to know who you're dealing with. You got to really understand who you're dealing with, because like you say, when you begin to pass trauma along the way, you begin to treat people the same. And treating them the same may not get the same result. Jody may beat you upside your head, and somebody else may just walk away, and you may lose a good thing because you're carrying over what Jody did to Lawrence. We're gonna use Lawrence. But you have to really know who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with, and how do I get to know this person is through their communication and their level of comprehension. And like, I do believe that there should be a whole conversation about what can we bring to this table together. Because the table that you built with somebody else, the food that was on that table may have spoiled, and it may not even be digestible. I didn't even know a word for the other people.
It's not fit.
They may not be able to listen. It may not be built for their belly. They may be a whole vegetarian out here, and that other was full of meat. So you have to really understand and get to know who and what you're dealing with. And first off, this is just me. Before you enter into any relationship, you need to make sure you're okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to.
Absolutely.
You have to. It's called self-care. It is definitely self-care, because if you don't take care of yourself, you will always find yourself filtering the new relationship through that lens of trauma, right? Or that lens of whatever happened in the previous relationship. This is why you have the conversation that like all men are dogs, right? And that's not true. That's just filtered through trauma, right?
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to heal, and not just women, men also. We have to learn how to heal as well. So that segues me into this next question. I can't stand Erica. Okay.
It won't be deleted, baby.
All right. So my next question is, do y'all believe that there's the one? Like, when I say the one, I mean like there's only one person in this whole world just for you.
No.
Fix your bangs. Fix your bangs.
Now I need to be delivered.
No, I don't.
What? One? No.
I have different views about it, but I mean, I can. Yeah.
So what do you think? Like, what do you think?
I do believe that there is a one, but due to the power of choice, we get to choose. We get to choose. I do believe that God made us for someone, But due to the fact that we get to choose, and sometimes we don't choose what God has for us because we fall into our own, desires, lusts, list, stereotypes, all of this, because who God had for you may not look like who you want. Like you may want tall, dark, handsome, and all of this, and who God got for you got a whole beer belly out here. Stop.
So with that, do you think God would send you somebody that you're not attracted to?
I do. And the reason why I feel like that, because sometimes what we're attracted to is not what we need.
I'm gonna miss him. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna miss him. I don't know.
But I'm just saying.
If that's the case,
saying. That's why you got to pray.
I'm just saying.
MC Hammer said, you got to pray just to make it today. Because
if that's the case, I'm just gonna miss him. I'm sorry. I'm gonna miss him because I don't. I hear what,
this is interesting. So you believe that God will call you to spend life and be intimate with someone that you are not physically or sexually attracted to, and we know that in marriage, sex is a hefty part of marriage. So if you're not attracted to this person, how do you navigate that?
Let me tell you this.
It's a struggle. I'm gonna tell you, it's a struggle waking up to somebody that's not attractive. It's a struggle.
It is, but it goes back to love covers.
Ain't no more.
Because I tried it. I'm trying to put this square into this circle. Hold on. I'm trying to think.
Put the peg into the circle, because I don't agree with that. But go ahead.
No, I don't. I would just no. I mean, but sometimes what we need ain't what's cute to the eye. At that moment, what we need is not cute to the eye. Yeah.
I feel like physical attraction is one of those things that can grow over time, especially if you know somebody. Yeah. But like you say, that's a hard.
I was in a relationship like that.
But that's a dangerous game to play. What if it doesn't?
That's true.
It can. I agree. It can.
It
doesn't. That's just. I mean, that's risky.
Yeah. What King George said: one monkey don't start no show.
If that's your monkey, it's gonna stop the show. Because that's the only baby.
We don't do monkeys over here. We glorify God. Anyway.
But that's the thing. Tay said that physical attraction can grow over time, right? Mm-hmm. But how do you get to that point where you're saying, okay, I get to that individual? Because for me, if you're not attractive to me, right? Mm-hmm. I can be attracted to your mind. I can be attracted to your intellect. I can be attracted to your business sense. I can be attracted to all of that. But at the end of the day, like, I don't think that will grow on me. I don't. That's just me, because I've been in that space before.
Me too.
Right? And I tried to like make myself like.
I even tried to dress it up. I like bought a polo, and the horse would run. But God is good because people don't want to be honest. No, because people don't want to be honest about this, and then they find themselves stuck in situations that they don't want to be in because they're afraid to communicate. This ain't what I want. This ain't what I signed up for. Like, this was not my expectations. Like, this ain't working. It ain't working. It ain't working for me.
But that goes back to what I'm saying. So if you didn't like his face from the giddy, what you gonna say to him? This ain't working for me.
Nothing.
I don't like how you gonna say that about his physical features?
I mean, with me, my answer kind of double back to the idea of the one, because I don't think we're made to be alone, even in the sense of you not being with the person you're supposed to be with for the best benefit.
Right.
You're not usually alone entirely. Even when you meet people you're not really supposed to be with, you learning the lesson you're supposed to learn right then and there.
Right.
And even in that, going back to people you might grow physical attraction from, there's plenty of people that be around we just don't look at.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Sometimes it's not even like you butt ugly. It's like, oh, I didn't really just care to notice you. And that's not a terrible thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you're not what I go after, what I might tell myself is my type or what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and that's what people have to realize. We all have a type. And there's no shade.
Well, I ain't gonna say we all got a type.
Or type cisses.
I just think it's like this. I feel like types do get you in trouble. This is what I would say. Even if somebody's not your type, if you're attracted to them, that's a safe space. Like, you may like this type of man, this type of woman, but you can still be attracted to somebody who doesn't fall in that category. And to me, that's still okay. Like, you're not typically what I would go for, but I think you're very attractive.
Yeah, that worked better for me. Not going for my type. My type ain't.
We're gonna let somebody else pick next time.
We're gonna let the Lord pick. How about it?
What is off button? No, but I literally found out that everything that I considered my type was not for me. And then my mind was completely blown by somebody I would normally be like,
girl, me too. Yeah. Been there, absolutely. So that's why I say I know that's real. But I think I don't believe in the one because, like, I've said this before. I know people who have lost spouses, lost boyfriends who they felt like God was saying that was their person, lost fiancés. And my question for the people who do believe in the one, and I don't get me wrong, because I really used to believe in that. Because I felt like God picks your mom, God picks your children, God picks everything. And then all of a sudden, he just doesn't pick the person for you. I used to think that it makes sense to me. Like, how can he be so specific about everything about you and the people that he designates in your life? And then when it comes to your spouse, he's just like, oh, no, you got free will. Just pick how you want to pick. That's how I used to think. But I guess my question to that is, for the people who have lost people, what do you tell those people? Like, so if they're quote unquote the one died, is the Lord saying, like Tay said, he said it's not good for men to be alone. So what do those people do? Do they just kind of hang out by themselves for the rest of their life because the one passed on?
Yeah, so I've seen people or know people that whose spouse passed on and they didn't want anybody else. So they chose to live their lives in a space where it's like, nope, I'm good, because the one that was for me is gone, right? And then you have those who are in a space where they'll say, you know what, I need that companionship. And especially like in cases where the spouse knew that they were going to transition, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and they knew, like, I don't need you to be by yourself. I go find somebody else, right? So in those spaces, it's like, I feel like it's left up to the individual, because you have to know you, right? And I don't subscribe to that there's only one person in the world just for me, right? And I had this, no, I'm not say that. So I don't subscribe to that, because there are several women, right, on the face of this earth that possesses qualities to be my wife, right? So I'm trying to pick my words wisely, because I'm y'all pastor. So
we don't want
be yourself tonight.
I think my mom watching.
Oh, she know. Be yourself. We love you anyhow.
It's yeah. I don't subscribe to that. As I'm just gonna stop it right there, because I'm finna go way completely left.
Well, stay right with Jesus.
I'm on. So
yeah.
So real quick. I know you said that, Chan, you said that the Lord would like let you be with somebody that's ugly, right? And then you said that love covers. I don't subscribe to that either.
I don't either. That was just.
I know, because somebody that's probably, never mind. So
Oh God, I give you my whole life. Like, oh Jesus. But people don't really want to talk about relationships because our view of what real relationships have been tainted by trauma, by lust, by desires. And what I have learned just from even being in reviving generations is the fact that God is a relational God. Like, it is his desire. He is love. So therefore he's a relational God, and he desires for us to be in relationships and connections with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but due to trauma, due to all of this hurt, pain, and all of this, our view of what a real relationship looks like is so tainted, when actually our ultimate sign, or our ultimate example of a relationship, is that the Father has for us, and we should model each of our relationships after that type of love.
We should, right? We should. But however, you have those individuals that don't understand that level of love.
Right.
So now my question would be is love enough? In the relationship dynamic, is love enough?
Absolutely not.
Man cannot survive off bread alone.
You gotta make some soup tonight.
Here he come.
Speak to the people, doctor.
Me.
Let them know. Oh my God. Man shall not.
So all y'all say no. Dominic in the comments, he's saying no. We should have brought Dominic.
No.
So
No.
if love is not enough, what talk to me. Tell me why love isn't enough.
Like who said it first? Communication. I mean, because I love you, but if I don't, people say they love all the time. I have to be able to trust you too. I have to be able to respect you, and I've heard people say this too. Can you respect somebody can you love somebody that you don't respect? Right. So you have to have respect. You have to have trust. You have to have communication. I could love you. Think about family members that we have to dismiss. We love them, but like, they're toxic. Sometimes people you love are just toxic, and it's like, it's not a matter of me loving you, right? It's a matter of you disturb my peace. Sometimes, and you can love somebody who doesn't love you back, right? That's why love also like isn't enough too, because love is mutual, right? If I'm loving you and you're not loving me,
yeah, a lot of times,
right?
people
like, then what? So I feel like you have to have a lot.
Yeah, a lot of times people intertwine love and respect, and they're two different things. I don't have to quote unquote respect who you call yourself is, who you call yourself, but I have to love you. Love is unconditional, is patient, is kindness, all these things, and love should be a score across the board. That's how I feel. Love should be a score across the board. So I love you unconditionally.
So if you love unconditionally, so that should be enough, right?
No.
No.
In relationships, we should love each other unconditionally, but one of us needs some money. If you think about it, honestly,
I wish you when you're right.
Need some money. Both of us is gonna need some emotional intelligence.
Somebody gonna need some
emotional
money. Somebody gonna need some groceries.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody at some point.
Somebody gonna need some soap.
Something like that. I'm gonna have to keep this phone on to talk to you. It's something that happens like that. You know, you need emotional intelligence to know the people that you are dealing with and be able to earn things that people can't say themselves.
Look, that's right, Dominic. Love don't pay these bills.
And don't.
Are paid.
And don't.
No, it don't. So I mean,
so
that has to be okay.
No, go ahead. I'm thinking. I'm just thinking out loud. Go ahead.
Yeah, that has to also be a level of commitment to this thing, because you can love somebody and not be committed to them.
That's very true.
So you have to have commitment to whatever you are building, or commitment to whatever y'all have chose the agreement to be. You have to be committed to seeing it through.
Mhm.
I think you have to act in love. We forget so much that love is an action word. Love is supposed to make you get up and do other things.
Yeah.
If you really love something, you'll go after it. That's a big part of it, you know. But a lot of people don't love themselves to know how to love a spouse, and we just connect to one another. Loving yourself is not enough to be a human. You still got to bathe. You still got to eat. You still got to
Go
do
back to number one.
to guarantee that next day you're gonna work out. You know.
Yeah. Like the doctor say, you got the bays.
Mhm.
Because cleanliness is next to godliness.
That is not Bible, but we're gonna go with it anyway. So I agree with y'all. I don't think love within itself is enough, right? Because I gotta like you. I really do. I gotta like you.
I have to.
Why did you close your eyes like this?
Because I
She
remember the
went
time.
somewhere with that, right?
I
Right.
remember the
She
time.
went somewhere. Where you go?
Come back.
Picture this, Cicely.
But yeah, I feel like you have there has to be, once again, I'm gonna use my favorite word, that this whole level of reciprocity, right? And I know within the confinements of the church, right, we teach that husbands, you should love your wife like Christ loved the church. That goes back to your point, Chan. Like, Christ is love, God is love. This is the love that we should emulate within the confinements of relationship, right? But I feel like people don't really understand the concept that the love that Christ had for the church,
They don't.
right?
They don't.
So
They
are in that whole concept of the love that Christ had for the church, are you willing to give up your everything for this individual?
Wow.
Right? Somebody was prophesying to me one time, and it was like, and the Lord said that you would die for. I said, no, I wouldn't. Stop you there, because you went left. No, I
the
wouldn't.
devil.
That is not the word of the Lord. Mama, you better run. Catch up with me. No, no, ma'am, no, sir. That's not the word of the Lord. No.
Oh my
But yeah,
goodness.
so there has to be the understanding, like when it comes to love, like it has to be understanding, like, am I willing to lay down my life for this individual, right? And I've heard this conversation amongst married people, and we have two people on here that have been married before. Praise the Lord! Thank y'all so much for being married. Where that conversation has came up amongst married people's like. And it's like the Lord said you supposed to love me. This is the wife's commentary. The Lord said you supposed to love me, right? And I one couple I heard say, the Lord told you were supposed to love me like He loved the church, and I'm supposed to submit to you. I ain't supposed to love you. But even in submission, there is a level of love that it takes to submit to an individual. It's still the same concept, right? So if I'm willing to submit in the confinements of this relationship, then that is a picture of Christ's love, because He submitted His life for His bride, right?
He did.
So that's just my 2 little cents. But then there's this journal that I did write. I wrote a journal, y'all. It's getting ready to come out. So I wrote this journal, y'all. I took some of my leaders through this whole conversation piece, this journey that the Lord took me on personally. And I took Chan them through it. Look at her face. When I tell y'all, they were so irritated with me. I think all of them quit. Dominic was in that group also. And it was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not, because it dealt with the parameters of the heart, right? It dealt with the levels of forgiveness, and it dealt with your working definition of love, right? Because if we have our own working definition of love, then somebody else or the person that you're in a relationship, their definition of love can be completely different.
Yes.
So now you have two people in a relationship and their thought process of what love is completely different. And now she feel like he don't love me and he feel like she don't love me. But you're loving based on your definition of love. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's fair. Mm-hmm. So now that circles back to to what Dr. Feelgood said, communication, right? So we have to keep those lines of communication open. What's my next question? Yeah, because I can dwell on this love thing for the longest. Oh, this is a good one. We're in the church, right? We're in the church, right? So there's this thing that floats around the church world where the whole conversation piece is, you are my spouse. The Lord said that you are my spouse. Have y'all ever experienced that? Like,
pick me, coach.
Tag, you with?
Okay, then I was just waiting because, yes, that is one of my biggest pet peeves, especially for somebody that know you in ministry. Their first pickup line. I don't know who told them this is a whole pickup line.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's a pickup line. Like, I literally had someone to prophesy to me and say, the Lord told me that you're my wife. Oh. And I say, no, you must be talking about a lowercase L Lord, because the capital L Lord didn't tell me that. I don't understand. But I'm just trying to figure out how every week I am being proposed to by 10 men that say the Lord said. The Lord said, I'm trying to figure out who's the concubine, because this ain't right. This is not right. I don't know who gave them this whole pickup line, but that's straight from the pits of hell. They need to take that right. They need to take Auntie tired of hearing that the Lord said that you was my wife. I don't even know your name, sir. I don't even like your profile picture. Oh no.
But you said he could be ugly though.
Ain't that what she said?
No, I said for them. I didn't never say I accept that. I didn't never say that because see what I said at the beginning was that I know how to bring the table, make the table. I know how to provide the stuff for the table. I'm not doing all this work to look across the table. Okay.
So this pickup line, right?
It's awful. It's awful.
Brittany, you say you experienced this pickup line too?
I have, and I've had people also say that somebody else was my spouse, like not them directly, but somebody else say that's your spouse. And my thing is just always being like, the Lord will tell me. He'll confirm. He'll confirm.
That's a major life decision, right? Mm-hmm. That's a major life decision where it's like, how he passed me to go to you to tell me. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Especially because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the men just don't do it. The women do it too. I can count on 15 fingers that the 15 people that told me that the Lord told them I was their husband. Mm-hmm. So now
women always be lying.
I knew a lady who said the Lord kept telling her Tyler Perry.
Wait, hold on. What you say, doctor?
I said, and the women always be lying. Any woman that tell you they're wrong for the heels.
Okay. Yeah, the men be lying.
I mean, but think about this, especially with women. If I'm supposed to pick you, why would God tell you to come tell me to pick you?
Because maybe you ain't in the right vine. Maybe you're in the wrong vineyard. Maybe you got lost in the maze.
That's who I am right now.
So how do you? So let me ask y'all this. How do you feel about that though? Because
I feel like it's a manipulation most times. Because only the wrong people say that. I've noticed.
You said the M word.
What did he say?
You gonna get kicked out the church. Say that word again. You say that word again, they're gonna kick you out the church.
we go to We Own Church.
Manipulation.
But no, so how do you? So this is my question, because now, like, what gives an individual the authority to say that you are my spouse or you are my husband, right? Because like I say, the women are doing it too. It's not just the men that are coming out with this pickup line like the Lord told me. But like, if the Lord told you, like, who's the sounding board for this, right? Because now you have this whole conversation. The Lord told me that you're my husband, and I ain't heard nothing. Nothing at all. No.
That's it for me. Like, if I don't hear it, that's it for me.
I ain't going to look for it, because he talked to me randomly about it.
That's what I'm saying. That's just me personally. Like, if I don't hear it, it's just in the conversation for me.
Yeah, cause.
But like, as a okay, since I got y'all two women on here, I'm gonna ask y'all this question. So, as a woman, and those women who are watching, like, if the Lord did reveal to you that somebody was your husband, would you go directly to him and tell him that?
I wouldn't. Not me.
I'm not gonna lie. There was one time that I prayed and asked God, like, who is my husband? And he showed me someone that I knew, and I was very familiar. And I was like, no, like, we ain't even interested in each other. But then, nothing.
I guess for me, I would say no, because I feel like, okay, so if you're called to be my husband, I want you to be able to not only hear from the Lord but obey him. So if the Lord has told you, if he's told me, he's going to tell you. I trust the Lord like that. So if he's told you and you're still not doing what he's told you to do, which is come find me or propose to me, I'm straight on that.
I mean,
I wholeheartedly agree. And
that's just me, because I'm
I gotta be on my behavior. It didn't even give me a notification that my pastor was watching. Okay. So Pastor Jill said it's not your place to tell him that, right? And I wholeheartedly agree, because I feel like this. I feel like if you have to tell him, then you have to keep reminding him.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, let the Lord do that. And if you want a man who really is gonna obey the Lord, he's gonna obey the Lord, and he's gonna come see about you. He's gonna come holler at you.
He's gonna come
see you. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna apply pressure. He's gonna apply pressure if that's what the Lord has told him to do. Because, like me personally, I don't want nobody who playing with me or about me. So if you ain't putting pressure, I'm straight. And if you don't listen to the Lord about me, we already losing. Because you ain't gonna listen when we married. Like, if he's talking to you about, like, that's me. So I'm like, I just rather the Lord tell him and he obey and come find me, and we just rock it like
that. I wholeheartedly agree. And I just wish we as the church people would stop doing that to people, right? And it's just like with the whole parental confinements. Like, I'm not the pastor. I don't get in relationships. Let me tell y'all, I don't get in relationships. If one of y'all come to me and say, I'm getting married tomorrow, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. Who gonna marry y'all?
You?
No, me not.
No, he ain't.
No, me not.
He gonna mean it.
Why?
If you get married tomorrow, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not. So this is my thing. Like, even with in the confinements of the church, sometimes, like you said, Brittany, somebody prophesied to you that they said that person was your spouse, right? Sometimes it's not ill intent, but it's like that whole parental desire that, like, I feel like this person will be good for you. So instead of just saying that, like, I feel like they're gonna be good for you. Instead of just saying that, they'll use the trigger words the Lord said, right?
Mhm.
And I don't try to trigger me with the Lord.
Manipulate.
Don't
Yeah, manipulation. Yeah.
say it, Deacon. Manipulation. But don't manipulate me. Don't try to manipulate me with
Somebody
the
put it in the chat. No, I'm just playing.
Lord.
Somebody shout manipulate, Lord.
But don't try to
Tag your
manipulate me
neighbor.
with the Lord, because that's not fair to me.
It's not.
That's not fair to me.
It's not.
It's not fair to them either, because now you're creating a space where you've slick-handedly forced people to be married to each other, and that's not fair. That's
And
not
now
fair
you
at all.
created more trauma.
Yes.
Trauma bonding and
Mhm.
more trauma, period. And people already got baggage and stuff
Yep.
they trying to work through even before they get into relationships.
Absolutely.
And then some relationships just happen. And so they come in already with baggage, and then they have baggage, and then they create baggage together, so it's just stuff on top of stuff.
Yeah, and I don't like
Yeah.
baggage. I'm in the process of packing my bags for Kenya, and I ain't taking nothing but a fanny pack. I don't like bags. I don't. I don't.
I don't like bags, but I just have to overpack because I feel like it's gonna be some opportunity I miss.
Right. Like we need options.
Options, because I got
Girls gotta have
options.
So let me ask y'all this. I'm moving on. I'm not dealing with y'all. Have y'all? This is my question. Have y'all spent the block before? Right. So when I say spent the block, like, have you turned around and went back to somebody you was with in the past?
Nope. And since I've been out of my marriage, there's been a lot of people trying to spin it, and I'm like, nope.
Britt, you not spinning the block?
I ain't spend on nothing, and people get legit mad about it too. I don't spend the block.
Not as an adult.
He said not as an adult. As a teenager, maybe. But as an adult, no.
The only spinning going over here is the spin cycle on my
Why
washing.
spin it though? Like, I guess my question for people who are spinning, like, I know Ashanti and Nelly got everybody really excited about spinning the block, but my question is, why spin it?
It could have been a possibly missed opportunity. Maybe.
If the time, I would say this: if the time and the situation was profitable for a profitable outcome, and that time that we was together may not have been the right time, yeah, and you see maturity and growth, and there is a mutual agreement, I may. But spin the block because you lonely and you text me, "What's up, big head?" But
yeah. I think context matters. Like, were we talking? What was the situation when we were interacting? Like, context matters. But like 9 out of 10,
9 out of 10, you're not spinning back.
I'm not gonna say 100% be club. Like I said, context matters. It just depends on the situation. Like, if we just talk, then maybe like you moved out of the state or something like that. Stuff like that is like, okay. Because
the only reason why I would say no to me spinning the block, because I'm a person that love hard. So if you make me leave the situation wasn't no good. So I'm not coming back. Once I leave, I'm through. I will leave clothes and decorations on the wall. Just give me my sanity. That's it.
Yeah, and like I said, and I think that's too, like, when it's a deep relationship versus like, you just met a guy, y'all fell off for some unknown reason. Like I said, like, but definitely if it was a relationship where we were in love,
I think it's only spinning the block if you have to have a breakup. If we got to talk about the fact that we ain't gonna talk no more, then we not.
What about do situationships count in spinning the block?
What's a situationship?
Yeah, what's a situationship? We grown. Situationship sounds like dating, just unhealthy dating.
It is.
Dating.
It is.
Is it?
That's what it is. Back in the day, they used to call it friends with benefits.
Oh, well,
that's what a situationship is.
So all situationships have benefits?
I guess.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know.
Somebody's benefiting.
So what's the I'm legit trying to figure out what a situationship is because I want to know.
It's
Well, I
not.
guess
It's the
it's
fact that we're not in a relationship, but we got this thing going on, and we cool with the thing that we got going on, and it's just cool.
So pretty much it's like a sneaky link.
Yeah,
Not
friends with benefits.
No, a sneaky link is a sneaky link. I thought situationships were just like an undefined relationship. I didn't know it had to have all this other stuff going on. Y'all teaching me tonight because I didn't think that.
I'm just trying to figure it out because
I've been
I
out the
don't
game
know.
for a while, so maybe
I don't know.
That's why I say let me back up. Tay,
I'm in the church. I don't know.
Yeah,
that.
She in the church, y'all know.
Man, look, I'm resty. Like maybe I don't know.
So I'm gonna give what it is. So you're saying a situationship is where two people are in a space where
that they won't label as a relationship.
It's not a relationship. They just kicking it.
Friends with benefits, whether the benefit is somebody having someone to cuddle with, someone to talk to, or anything. It could result in hunching. Wait, don't say that word. You're gonna get kicked out. You're gonna get kicked out the apostolic tree.
Oh my God.
That's what I thought a situationship was. I don't do situationships. Only shit we doing over here is carnival.
I feel like at this big age, I'm definitely with. I just think situationships at this age is.
But would that be similar to like an entanglement?
Yeah, all of that is the same thing. It's just a word choice. Because in a situationship, you are entangled. You don't want to call it a relationship because you feel like labeling it as a relationship puts so much more weight on it. So let's just kick it. Let's just vibe.
So this is for the people that don't want to be in a relationship, that wants to live in this undefined world of
correct
together.
Like it's not giving it a pronoun.
I'm so
yeah.
Y'all young people, y'all wear me out.
That's why I said I look. I'm resty. I've been out the game,
but so I don't know nothing. I go to church.
Well, Dominic said
that's
you
my
right,
story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, since you go to church, Dominic said you right for the only person that go to church and don't know nothing. He said you
what?
Right.
Dominic, don't tag me to nothing. FBI might be watching. Yeah, but that's what I always thought a situationship was. An entanglement. Not really wanting to label it because it makes both of y'all comfortable enough to say I don't want to be committed. But
that's what I've always thought it was. I thought, and then I thought it was like a sneaky link is a sneaky link, and a situationship is a situationship. But I guess when you look at it, I guess it could all be thrown in the same pot because it's no real commitment anywhere.
No,
nothing's defined, nothing's committed. It's
a waste of time.
Yeah,
it is
literally wasting time with people you wouldn't want to be seen with.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got to keep roach hours.
That's it.
Exactly.
Pest control, roach, ratty hours.
So
the old folks used to say at that time of night ain't nothing open but legs. Okay then. Situations. How Reading Rainbow do it? Situationship. That is the word for the week. Situationship. Ooh. When one do not want to be committed and do not want to call it a relationship, you are their cut buddy. You are their
situation.
We went back with that one.
Reading Rainbow.
Listen.
So okay, so I can see how that would. But even in that still causes a connection, and then still causes people to be in a space where they start to feel some type of way when you got somebody else.
Yep.
Feel less than.
Yep.
Right.
It all goes back to identity crisis.
They're not good for your self-esteem. I just think situations like that aren't, because they're not affirming. They don't affirm anything.
Right. So
what can a situationship affirm?
So when you're in these relationships, it's like you got somebody that's like you. Now you saying you tripping. You know what we had, right? So we really wasn't nothing. We were just kicking it.
And
So
that's how we get a lot of news about people going crazy and shooting and stuff. News.
oh, I thought you said
Channel 10.
news. I was like, wait a minute. Who said?
No, not news. No, news about people going crazy and people
Okay.
not knowing like why such and such done went off on such and such, because it be little hitting things like this, you know, that will cause, because it's a situationship that open up a space for a connection that you quote unquote ain't put out that it's a connection, but in actuality it's a mental connection. Sometimes it's a physical connection, and you quote unquote have ownership of this person, quote unquote, but we ain't putting it out there like we belong to each other, but you mine type of thing.
That's not healthy.
It's not.
It's toxic. It's just dangerous. That's why I say it's a waste of time.
That's not healthy at all.
It's not healthy. It's not healthy. And I think that the standards of relationship should not only be taught, but it should be an open space of conversation, because you have all this stuff just out there, all this language, all this, information that's out there, all this doctrine, because some of this stuff people just make up because they can, because they feel like I don't belong in none of these categories. So I'm gonna wake up one morning and I'm gonna start the rainbow ship. What is a rainbow ship?
Mm-hmm.
It's you have literally created something from your trauma, instead of dealing with your trauma and healing correctly, so that you can identify the love that God has for you and the love that you have for yourself. So yeah.
Dominic said that's the point of a situationship. It allows you the opportunity to have no true commitment to one individual. It allows both parties to play the game. Yep.
And it ain't fun when the
rabbit got big age.
Ain't no fun when the rabbit got to going though.
That's a heartbreak waiting to happen.
I feel like that's
it's a heartbreak waiting to happen.
Like that is so toxic to the point where somebody gonna get hurt. Not just emotionally or mentally, but physically, somebody gonna get hurt. That's not cool.
And the crazy thing about toxic people, they don't even understand the fact that they're toxic. Their level of toxic may be very detrimental to somebody, but it's their norm. That's what's so scary. It's the fact that it's so scary, because their level of toxicity is crazy to people on the outside, but to them, that's just the norm.
Mm-hmm.
I do that all the time.
But Shannon, goes back to what you said too. Like when we come to these relationships, what was their family dynamic? Like sometimes people carry that because that's how their family dynamic was. Like, you meet people, they yell and curse and call each other out of their names as a part of communication in their family. So when they come to a relationship and they start doing that, they're not looking at that as disrespectful or toxic. It's like, this is all I know.
The norm.
And see, that's what it was in my marriage. And I didn't find out until I was in the marriage and the domestic violence started. That's when I started looking like, what has come from? You understand what I'm saying? And that's when I understood that it was a generational thing. And this is what their level of love looked like. They felt like, if I love you, I got to show it in a physical, harmful way. That lets you know I love you. And that wasn't it.
That wasn't it, was it, Sue?
That wasn't it. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. Thank God.
Wrong wife, huh?
Wrong wife, wrong life, wrong everything, and wrong knife. Nah, just keep y'all playing. I ain't gonna stab nobody.
Oh Lord.
No, I'm safe. I'm in the church. I don't know nothing.
Okay. I never mind. Pray the Lord. We're gonna let your confession be your confession, and God be praised.
We'll talk after this.
So outside of the situationship, right? So I don't know about y'all, but have y'all ever been in a situation where, I don't say situation, but in a space where you have made your intentions clear? Like, I don't like you like that. I don't want you like that. You just my home girl, or you just my home, but we good, right? And even in that whole conversation and you saying all of this, in their mind, they're in a relationship. How do you fix that?
Run.
Yeah, I was about to say say when you find out, let me know. I don't know.
No, because I have a tendency of using the filler word sweetheart and love. And I'm a friendly person. So a lot of time it comes off as flirting. No, sweetheart, I'm not. And then I find out that I've been in relationships that I didn't know nothing about. And and how do I, help calm the situation? I completely have a conversation with you and say this, whatever your reality of that you have in your mind, that is a whole figment of your imagination. I do not like you. It's nothing like that. And if they don't understand that, it's just time to block and delete and separate. Yeah, because people have their own delusion of things. And I promise you, there's been moments that I was in relationships and didn't know it. Like
me too. I've been in relationships and didn't even know it. Right?
Didn't even know it.
And didn't
living
know
out here, living single, and didn't even know it.
Didn't know it. And the thing is like now she got attitude with me because I didn't know we was in a relationship.
My point exactly.
But my words were, I don't like you like that, right?
Exactly.
You more blunt than I am.
So my thing, I think my biggest issue is that I don't know how to fix it. Is that I would never disrespect a woman. I don't care who she is, right? I'm always nice. I'm always speaking. I'm always cordial. Lean back. You lean up too close to the camera. Jan, back up. Thank you. And even in those spaces, like that's just my nature. Like I have the ability to make sure a woman's okay, and I can do that and not want you, right? And like that I feel like that's like what causes like most of this whole, oh, I think that's my husband, or the Lord say that's my husband. No.
You know what? I can vouch for that for you, because I tell people all the time, I have 3 male best friends, and I tell them all the time, like, my male best friends really taught me what I deserve in a man. And even though our relationships are strictly platonic, or however you call it, they have really set the standard because they know how to treat a woman. Like, they know how to treat a woman. So watching them maneuver between relationships, or just relationship dynamics, as treating the opposite sex, has really helped me understand what I deserve as a woman.
Yeah, and that's the that's the thing though. Like even with me, we've been friends since Jesus was born, right? And
I'm not that old.
Oh, yeah, you young.
Okay. AD.
So even in our friendship, right? We've been friends forever and a day, and people still till this day, 2023, still think we're in a relationship.
That's a whole relationship,
my best friend, right? And they be mad with her for no reason. But I ain't even trying to holler at you. So why you mad at her? Like, it don't make sense to me.
And you can't be friend me trying to get at him. I'm not your liaison. I'm not. I don't get in for relationships. I don't.
And it doesn't make sense to me, and I don't know how to fix it, and I'm too old to change me, and like I said, I will never disrespect anybody's. No, I don't do that. But like, y'all talk to me. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think quality speaks for itself too, though. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, quality speaks for itself. So, because that's not everybody's narrative. Let's be real clear. That's not everybody's narrative, that you can be met and feel like you're husband or wife material, right? Mm-hmm. So let's just say that. I just want to say that's quality speaking for itself. But I think, like, you can't control what people romanticize and fantasize about you. And it's like at some point, like when I've said what I've said, like PC said, you just gotta run. Cause I've said it. I mean, it's nothing to do but to say it. And if you're still in your delusion about where we stand, I mean, it's a wrap.
And I'm gonna say this because it is what it is. I guarantee you, somebody that's watching this live, they didn't click on it to watch it, but they watch. You know how you can watch it and not so people don't know that you're watching it. You really be watching the live. And after this, I guarantee
they call them roaches. I'm sorry, y'all. You ain't no roach. You a gnat. No, I'm just playing. I'm sorry. Keep going.
There will be a call, or that's if they're not blocked, but there will be some type of commentary surrounding this conversation, right? Because I already had this talk. I don't want you, right? So it's
People
just
get real bitter when you hurt their ego.
But okay, so if she's watching, I'm just gonna say, ask her, whatever, to the young lady or the men or the women who do that to people. My question to you is, do you not have enough love for yourself, faith in God, that God can see you somebody who wants you and can say, I want you, that you keep being delusional about somebody who has made it clear they do not want you? I guess that's my question to that person. Why are you in constant pursuit of somebody who has told you, I don't like you like that? What's going on the inside of you?
That's like an internal issue, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's called a fantasy. It's called,
but it's still something going on inside of that person. Yeah. Because part of fantasy is delusion. Like, you're delusional when I have told you I don't want you.
Strong delusion.
True. Yeah, and I don't like. I tell people all the time, I would not be the subject of your fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the prophet Pastor Moses done jumped in here. She had something to say. Some people are attracted to rejection.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a word there.
Don't use me to get your rocks off, because I'm not the one.
Lord, I done tried.
But again, that's trauma. That's what we start talking about, making sure you're okay. That's self-care. Before you're trying to get in a relationship, but you don't even understand you're attracted to rejection.
You are.
Yeah. But
so when real love shows up, right, you're not even gonna know how to receive that, because you're running after what don't want you.
Wow.
That don't want you at all and have made it.
Something could be running after you that wants you, but you steady running after something that don't. We all been there, right? And like, I've been there in my life too. It's like you constantly looking at stuff that isn't good for you, but what's good for you, for some reason, that don't look good to you. That doesn't taste good to you. It's like, what's going on inside of you that you keep being attracted to these things that aren't good for you?
Potential, looking at people potential. Yeah, because I had this whole thing one time of I would fall in love with people for their potential. I would see their potential and fall in love with their potential, and then try to love them through their trauma, through their rejection, through all of this, all of their baggage, and be like, come on, you can do this. Not even being aware of the fact that they weren't even aware of their own potential, and some of them just didn't care nothing, didn't care.
We as women get stuck in that so much. I don't know what it is about the ladies, but that is a thing for us. We get stuck in that so much with men. Like, we love being at the Build-A-Bear factory. Like, we like to camp out there.
Potential.
Camp out where? Potential?
At the Build-A-Bear factory.
But I mean, pedestalize women
we see all the material, and like she was saying, because she said she was looking at people's potential and realize it, but they didn't. And then she would be pushing them to do things and be more, because she could see what was in them, but they couldn't see it. So it's like, you can't want it more for them than they wanted it for themselves, right?
And then that pushed me into a position of being the male and the female in the relationship.
Girl. All right.
So you're a transparent.
I was a trans pronoun. Don't start with me. Don't start. Do not start me on social media. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I took on both roles, and it caused me to be bitter. And then I had to, and I'm gonna say this, and I mean this with all of my heart. I appreciate RG. I appreciate Reviving Generation because it has been a safe space for me to heal, and not just heal in one area, but heal holistically, because it allowed me to really see me and who God created me to be. Not only that, because I thought like when the healing came along, my thing was touch not God's anointed, do God prophet no harm, and God gonna get you. He gonna shoot down everybody because he told me to be still and shut up. And he gonna fight for me. He gonna vindicate my name. And I realized that no, my healing had nothing to do with quote unquote, him getting revenge on them for me. It's about looking in the mirror. What about you keep attracting these type of people, whether it's in a relationship with a male or it's in friendships, even with family? What about you keep attracting these type of people? Let's fix you, because we have to understand we can't change people. The only thing that we can change about people is their diapers. And I ain't changed. I'm not a CNA. I have that ain't my forte. That ain't my forte. So I had to understand that I had to change the way I view things. I had to change the way that I because people don't really want to talk about the fact that we have to set boundaries for ourselves. We have to set boundaries and standards for ourselves. And that's one thing that I appreciate my mom. I appreciate Pastor Jay. I appreciate, I had 2 male cousins that growing up, and one of my male cousins, some people ask me sometimes like, girl, where you get this confidence from? When I was younger, my male cousin, he took me in as a female. He was a male, but he was like, listen, this is what they expect out of big folks. This is what they expect, how us to this, that. And he taught me, and my parents taught me, how to take care of myself, how to love myself. I'm not saying there was a moment that, I fell by the wayside and I may have felt, lesser sometimes, but they instilled these things in me. So when God allowed me to step in front of the mirror, it reminded me, this is who I created. You're not supposed to be the male and the female. So what I need for you to do, I need for you to begin to get confident in the role that I designed for you. And if you get confident in the role that I designed for you, when they come along, whenever they come along, they will fulfill their part and you do your part and y'all work together. You can't skin that rabbit. You can't continue to do everybody's part. Yeah, we have to really work on this whole manipulation and control thing. And my thing was, if I can control it, or we can live it. But yeah, yeah, that was my soapbox. I'm sorry. Okay.
Stay on your soapbox.
Glory to God.
Pray the Lord.
Yeah.
All the time. But no, so I feel like this, and I'm gonna make this suggestion to all those who are watching, who are in relationships, who are married, and who are thinking about going into relationships. My suggestion is relationship counseling, right? And you can do relationship counseling as a single person.
Yeah.
This is just a suggestion so that can help you clean off your lens, right? When you go into those spaces of relationship counseling, that helps you view relationships from a different angle and a different perspective. So that's my suggestion to those who are single, those who are in relationships, and even those who are married, right? Way before you get to premarital counseling, you should go through relationship counseling.
Yeah.
And if y'all need somebody, I got somebody. Pray the Lord. And she's
I'm
really
an advocate anyway. Thanks to Pastor Jay, I'm an advocate anyway for counseling. Period. I honestly believe, I know without a shadow of a doubt, that it take God and therapy, like for real. Because if it wasn't for those conversations that I was able to have with my therapist, like I would have went crazy. It was a couple church folks.
Some folks that you forgave that you should have beat up.
Spin the block with them. Kind of every way but loose.
Look, she gonna spin the block about them though.
Yes, Lord. I know sometimes it's like that, but that's why I feel like that's why I push it so hard at Reviving Generations. I push, listen, go get on the couch. Listen. I know we healing and deliverance, but there's a part of you that needs to learn how to maintain your deliverance, and it's called couch, right? Yeah. Buckets and couches is what we need.
And I will say, I appreciate you as a leader that don't feel the need to control every area of that. You are one that will say, um, seek professional help for this.
Mm-hmm.
There is godly counsel, but
Mm-hmm.
seek professional help for this. These avenues are open or presented because they will help. They will help. So you're not trying to save the world, quote unquote, to have your name, out there, but just about doing the work of the Father. Whether it is making sure you call that 1-800 hotline, or you go sit on somebody's couch, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I appreciate you for that. It saved my life.
Listen, resources. But I feel like even within the church, right? Even within the confinements of the church, a lot of times pastors have taken on that responsibility, right? And not saying that pastoral counseling is not needed, but there are certain parts or certain parameters that surround the life of individuals where pastors don't have that vetting or that education or that experience to say this is what you should do, or this is what I should walk, or this is how you should walk through this, right? So even within that, you have to know your strengths and your weaknesses, and that's where I am. And even though I will have my licensure next year, praise the Lord, right? I still will not counsel RG members in that fashion or that space because I
Correct.
can't dual relationship, right? So I'm your pastor, so that whole dual relationship portion, that's why I refer y'all out to go somewhere to go get on the couch. It's needed. It's needed.
Absolutely.
It is needed. So I think I had one more question. Let me see. And then we're gonna go home. Red flags.
Mm.
Red rooms,
Red buildings.
red cities.
So make
Six
y'all a
Flags
question.
over Georgia.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Mm.
How many times have y'all ignored red flags though?
Oh Lord.
All my
I can't even
life.
count.
What about red buttons?
What's
Like
the
you're
red
not the
button?
biggest flag, but like a little red button, like a little something that'd be like, I should keep.
I done ignored it all.
I have
I've
ignored
ignored it
all the
all.
red flags. But now if I see a red gnat or red hair, oh no. Mm-mm,
Running.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Running.
And
It's
don't
all
let it be a red cloud. Oh no. That's from hell. No ma'am. Because everything Jesus made is almost white. What we learn? I'm sorry. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. But God has healed me, and I praise Him because I was glad
So
when they said it.
I was glad when they said unto me.
Close the door.
But so what made you ignore the red flags though?
Love.
Was it
because I
love or
wanted what I wanted.
was it love or lust?
One man, it was lust. But I thank the Lord. He'll never put more on you than you can bear. These folks gonna think I'm crazy. I'm not. I was just playing, y'all. I promise you.
No, you will, but praise the Lord. We know the truth. So, but Brittany was saying, I'm sorry, Brittany, before we cut you off. Like what was the reason for ignoring the red flags?
Because deep down, I just wanted what I wanted.
Mm.
At the time, I wasn't willing to say that, but that's what it was. I wanted what I wanted. For whatever reason, I wanted it at the time. Whether it was from trauma, insecurity, loneliness, whatever space I was in, because I've ignored a lot. So just being transparent, just depends. I wanted what I wanted. The heart wants what the heart wants. That's
Was
terrible
heart,
advice. You know, that's some of the
was
worst advice
heart,
somebody can give you is to follow your heart. But that's for another day.
but so you brought it up. I got a question though, since you brought it up. Was it your heart or was it your lust? Because, and the reason I say that is a lot of times we can't or we don't differentiate the difference between the two.
Mhm.
Right? We tend to slip into fantasy world,
Mhm.
and we tend to slip into the space where what we call love is just lust.
Absolutely.
Whether whether it's lusting over the individual or lusting over the idea of relationship.
Mhm. Well, at the time, so that's what I'm saying. Like hindsight, yeah, but at the time, that's what it looked like to me, right? It looked in that moment. So it's like when you think it's love, you're gonna operate like you think it's love. If you're like, oh, this is lust, you know, that's gonna be from a different place. But if you're operating like it's love, then that's what will cause you to ignore a red flag, right? Because that's where I'm at the time. I'm thinking it's this love, so I'm moving like it's love. So I'm ignoring things that I shouldn't ignore. But the truth is, when I look back, it's like that was lust, and I can see that now, right, from
Caught
the
up in the moment.
experience.
Yeah, you be caught up in the moment.
Right, you know.
I would say it's arrogance and curiosity.
Listen,
I like that.
listen. Curiosity is one of those things that will snatch you completely under. And I'm here to
It will.
I've been snatched.
What's that saying? They say curiosity killed the cat.
Satisfaction brought it back though. Listen, that's what they taught me back in the day. But no, I'm sorry.
You disgust me.
Get him, Chan.
We're gonna have a conversation after this.
But that's what they taught me growing up, though. Y'all met my family, so it is what it is. But no,
curiosity done got me in trouble a lot.
It will.
Because I be needing to know.
Sometimes you just gotta know.
Yeah.
You gotta try it for yourself.
You think you can see something that everybody else missed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem.
And my problem is I'm Inspector Gadget.
And I would say this too. Can I say this too? I feel like a lot of times, I don't know if I know the word for it, but what is it when you can see how somebody has operated with somebody else, right? Like if they've done their exes like that, or if they had kids and they weren't there for their kids, but you feel like you're gonna come in there like and be the difference.
What you call it?
Dumb.
You know, like I see that a lot with people. Like, but you started track record.
Dumb.
You started history.
That's the adjective is dumb. The noun is dummy. I don't know what they want from me, because that's exactly what I ain't about. That's what it is, Pastor.
What is it?
Dumb and dummy.
What's the noun, PC?
Dummy.
I'm not doing this with you tonight. I'm not doing this with you tonight.
I'm sorry, Pastor G. I'm at right.
No, you're not. No, she's not.
Yes, I am. Starting next year.
Exactly. Yeah, but I'm with Tay. Curiosity and arrogance, right? And
I never thought about arrogance, but
yeah, so that whole pride thing and arrogance, that duo and combination, even like when somebody tell you, nah, dog, that ain't it, right? You like
trying to figure out what that it is,
right. I got this, right? So, and you just completely ignore. I had a homeboy like that, and he was like, "This it." I was like, "No, that ain't it, dog. No, dog. No, dog. She got 2 other boyfriends. This ain't it." Right. And it's like Brittany was saying, we want what we want, right? And then I don't know, for some reason, this whole idea and concept of rebelling or being rebellious when someone tries to give you the information that's already there before you, and you just completely ignore that, and you're gonna do what you want to do anyway.
Offense.
So yeah, but we got to fix that, and we have to teach these up and coming people, pay attention to the red flags.
Anything red. Stop sign. Red
And don't
light,
be one. And here we talk about how you shouldn't be one either.
Little Red Riding Hood, whatever
Don't
red.
be one.
And right, don't be a red flag.
Don't. And you should not ask for something that you're not willing to give yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a whole nother live. That's a whole nother.
It is, because some of us are red flags, and we don't, we talking about looking for them, but we a whole red flag ourselves.
That is
I
true.
was, but God has healed me. I'm the perfect wife now. Straighten your face, Jamal. I ain't even gonna look at you. Straighten your face, cause I'm a perfect wife. Don't. I'm the perfect 22-year-old wife.
Oh, no. Now we're wavering over into delusion.
The strong delusion.
That's
the strong delusion.
Oh God. He said,
Strong
"Ask what I will."
Yeah. So I got a question, but I don't know if I don't want to ask this question. I think I want to hold this question to the next conversation.
Go just drop it. Thanksgiving tomorrow.
There go that curiosity.
The curiosity. Oh, so we talking about relationships, right? And a huge part of, let's talk about dating real quick, because
that's a whole nother one.
Oh wait, that's why I was like, hold on.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Let me pick up. Let me call.
because like a lot of people in the church feel that you should know, right, and that you shouldn't date long. Like, what would be your cutoff for dating before there's like a, you know what, you gonna have to do something now?
14 months. 14.
I can't say there's a specific time. There's a feeling.
Brittany checked out. Wait.
There go that anger. Lord, we send you down right now in the name
I'm
of
not
Jesus.
angry. I'm not angry at all. I'm thinking. I don't, I'm thinking.
Think, sis, think. Think, sis, think. Yeah. But I just think there's a feeling. And there should be a mutual understanding. Because just because it took Jody and Madeline, 6 years to understand, it may take someone else a week. But who am I to knock their week? But right. I can't pattern mine after them. I'm not married to them, or I'm not in a relationship with them. I'm in a relationship with you. So let's figure out what's good for us. But don't have me sitting like a duck too long, because this duck could get a geese.
What?
I'm sorry. That made no sense at all. I'm sorry, because sometimes.
Yeah. So I would agree. Some people,
Dominic says 2.5 years.
Don't pay no attention to him. Just because he was in entanglement for 16 years, it just don't pay no attention.
2.5 years. But see, to me, I feel like when people have these time frames already, I feel like something like that should be organic. And I think when you come into it with these,
that word got me in trouble so many times.
I'm just saying, but when it comes to time though, I'm with Chan, like, I don't think it should be like, oh, it has to be, because I literally know people who are like that. Like, they would not propose before this amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Just because they made up in their mind, it has to be this amount of time. I don't really agree with that.
This whole stereotypical ticking clock has gotten a lot of us in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Like by this age, such and such has to happen. By this age,
Yep.
such and such has to happen. It has gotten a lot of people in trouble. So you have 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds that has not found a mate, but they feel like they just SOL simply because they hadn't hit the clock or they overdue on the clock.
And then y'all church folks started praying against the spirit of delay.
Then they start having speed days at the church, but that ain't what we talking about because we go to your own church anyway. And thing
So,
is,
Pastor Jamal, how you said something? Why has the word organic got you in trouble?
He clocked out, baby. Give him a minute.
Okay, all right.
Give him a minute. He gonna come back to us. Yeah, but
We back. Oh, something happened on my end. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he tried you, Dominique. He tried you. I got you. Don't worry.
But no, but for real. So I don't think we can put a time on that, right? I feel like we let it happen, like Brittany said, organically, or let it progress like it's designed to progress.
But
right?
you said that word. I wanted to know. You said that word got you in trouble. How did the word organic get you?
Oh yeah. So that's always been my thing. Let this thing happen organically. Like let it take its course, and because I've been pressured. Oh, they were applying pressure. Yeah, they was applying pressure, and I was like, no, and they'll tell you, I'm not the one to be pressured. Don't pressure me because you're gonna find yourself by yourself. Do that well.
You're gonna find yourself with a mental problem.
we gonna fight after this. But no, but like real talk, like I feel like when you start rushing stuff, this is when you start missing details.
And red flags.
And you want to be, I'm supposed to be here by this, I'm supposed to be here by then, I'm supposed to be here by that. But like, let's just be honest. Like a lot of us have so much trauma entanglement that we don't even know what time we're supposed to be to work. Right? So in reality, like you trying to rush and put a time frame or a timestamp on this relationship. Granted, I do agree. Don't hang me in the balance for 15 years. Right?
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
A professional girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be professionally single.
Girl, not
professional at the professional's mama's house.
They be proud. They be 9 years strong. They be happy anniversary.
Baby.
Be creating a whole reel about it and been a girlfriend for 9-10 years. Girl, they be proud.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. Like, but this whole concept of Georgia don't even recognize common law no more. Right.
That's good.
That's what them situationships. See, again, common law situationship.
Yep, because I had an uncle that was undefined. I had an uncle that was in a situationship. But
common law is a situationship to me. That's one of those. In the end, like when it becomes that long, it's like it's not a marriage. It's like I'm gonna be like 57, still talking about I've been a girlfriend, and I've been a girlfriend since I was like 27.
Yeah, see, at a certain age, you too old to be a girlfriend.
You become an old lady then.
Yeah. No.
That's my old lady. You ain't no girlfriend. Oh, that's my old lady right there.
That's what get you in trouble. I done told. Okay, then I'm gonna be the auntie to one child.
Oh Lord.
Auntie to one child.
But yeah.
We can't.
What happened?
Dominique said, I told the Lord I need 2 to 2.5 years. Show me and make it plain. Just kidding. Listen, listen, because me personally, I don't know how to be a girlfriend. I go straight into wife mode because I'm going to take care of you holistically. Like, I don't know how to be a girlfriend. I don't.
That's why you had that husband, ain't it?
But see, that's why they be trying to wife you. See, that's what I'm saying. Then you be like, they be in the fantasy.
That's why you had that hum.
You be giving off that wife energy.
Yeah. A whole hum. And I almost had another one, but God good. God saved you that time.
Do we want to talk about how you almost had one recently?
Wait, pause. Press pause.
Offline.
Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Okay then. No, but I don't. I was taught how to be a wife, not a girlfriend. So I have to be careful when I enter into relationships because
But I feel like that's part of like the design, right?
it is part of the design. That's what my mother taught us. She taught us God didn't create us to be girlfriends. He created wives.
Since we go to church, right? The scripture said he that finds a wife and not a girlfriend, right? I guess.
So you're a wife when he finds you.
Right. So you're already that.
You're a wife when he finds you.
Honey, you was a wife when you was born. You just have to learn how to maneuver into that path because he created us.
Everybody don't have wife qualities. Hold on now.
You have to maneuver into the path. You have to learn how to be a wife. Just like we have to learn how to be adults. Everything we do we are taught learned behaviors. That's why you have some people that's 17 and can't read and still use ain't and it. Okay. Yeah. We're taught these behaviors. I do. I just feel like you're taught these behaviors. You have to take the time to cultivate whoever you want to be or is designed to be.
Yeah.
Because Brittany today was not born this Brittany. Mm-hmm. You had to maneuver into it. And I tell people that all the time, this confidence that you see, this what you see now, I had to learn how to be her. Even though I may have been destined to be her, I had to learn how to be her. Even in relationships, we have to learn how to be that person that, is in a relationship with that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate y'all having this conversation. We're going to have conversation number 2. Right? We're going to do that next month. Y'all think we can wait a month? Can we wait a month?
Why wait?
Say why wait?
Why wait?
Dominique said we need to teach a class.
A class on what?
Most haven't been been taught. Basically, he said, I'm convinced most haven't learned basically to be a wife. I think. Or a husband. Either or.
That's true.
That's good. That's good. And that's kind of what I was saying, because I feel like some, like, just like we all have a calling, and yes, we walk into those things, but I do feel like some just more than others in certain things, they're just graced to do it. Like they don't have to learn as much. That learning curve is different for some people.
And that was one of my biggest hangups, is that like I was graced with parents that taught me before they left this world. They taught me certain things. And so I found myself a lot of times, even in my communication, like skipping over certain things because I thought certain things was common sense, like just common sense. And I remember meeting a young lady, and she had this thing where she was like, she said, you were so sweet when I met you, but I was so scared of you. And I was like, scared of me for what? And she was like, because I was just raised that fat folks think. And she said, we had to go hug each other in church. And she said, I went to hug you and you didn't stink. I say, baby, we ain't supposed to stink. I say, period. Big folks, little folks ain't supposed to stink. And she was just like, well, I wasn't taught how, to take care of myself. And she was older than me. And I was like, something wrong with you. Like, you got to be mentally something wrong with you. But I had to understand that everybody wasn't graced with the wisdom and the knowledge passed on from somebody else to teach them even the basics, necessities of life. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And so I had to understand that just because I have this knowledge, I cannot skip over the basic information that I know and just give them, the top of it. I have to go all the way back down and make sure you understand A from F and not just jump all the way to F to Z. I have to go all because some people they're not taught. They're not.
That is so true. Never assume that somebody knows something that you know.
Right.
True.
Right. That is very, very true. That's very true. So so y'all want to wait a month and when y'all want to do this next conversation? Because this next conversation gonna get us put out.
It don't matter. What we getting put out? Who bought it? Who made it?
God.
So you can
Oh, and I think it's good too if people are watching. So if y'all are watching live or if y'all are watching watch the replay, drop in the comments maybe some things that you all want to hear us talk about, some topics. Something that was said today that maybe you all want us to elaborate more on or something like that. So I think that'll be good too.
Yep.
Yeah, cause we the crew. We coming hard.
Crew. We the crew. Our next conversation, we're gonna talk about sex.
I can't be there. My doctor gonna write me a note.
Y'all be ready though, because it's gonna be real.
It is gonna be real because you
gonna lead that one, PC.
Yeah, we'll follow your lead. But anyway,
we're gonna let you lead, PC.
Anyway, so we
finna
get out of here, and I appreciate y'all for jumping on tonight for this little conversation with the crew. So we will carry on this conversation. We'll let y'all know when we coming back. We didn't make an announcement. We just popped up tonight, so we'll make an announcement next time. Yeah, but like Brittany said, if you want us to talk about a topic that's taboo, and I'm gonna give y'all some biblical points on this next conversation that we have about sex, because I feel like a lot of times we have set our kids up and we have been set up for failure as it relates to sex because the church don't want to talk about it. But we'll have a conversation.
Crystal Kelly put a topic idea in the comments. She said, should a woman be looking for a man? We sort of kind of hit on that tonight, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it again on the next.
That'll be our pre-opener. Y'all remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, and if you don't want to type whatever your topic in the comments, you can also
shoot us
message one of us. Yeah. The Reviving Generation page, Jamal Wright, Chandra DeStarling Gilbert, and
Brittany Janine.
What you were saying, Pastor?
Don't message me because I'm horrible at that.
Oh, okay. Well,
you can message me.
I don't think Dion is not Dion. Dion tell you he's not on. Stop! Don't do that, y'all. Don't tell really. You're not on Facebook, correct? Correct. So he's a wise man.
Chandra or Brittany.
Yeah, I answer mine. So.
Yeah.
And if you write us, we won't say who asked the question. We'll leave it anonymous.
You can remain anonymous. It's okay. We know the church and sex.
Yeah.
What you itching your hair for?
I
love you too. I love you too.
Mm-hmm. I love y'all.
This has been an amazing conversation for real.
Yeah. But we done. So I love y'all. We gonna chit chat. Well, next month is next week though, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
We'll do it when you get back.
Yeah, I leave on the 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll
so I fly out on the 3rd, and I'll be back on the 10th, but I won't be back in Georgia till the 12th. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I think we need to do it before Christmas, before Jesus' birthday.
No, so we're gonna do it on 11, but we got to do the announcement, right? Because we have another conversation. Y'all make sure y'all we have another conversation on the 17th, and that conversation on the 17th is how to navigate grief during the holiday. So we're gonna have that conversation on the 17th. We'll have Dr. C with us on the 17th. We're gonna chit chat and talk about it. Right.
Yeah.
Y'all be available on the 17th. I want y'all to be on live too.
Okay.
Who's y'all?
Y'all three I'm looking at right now. Oh, you gonna get?
I was trying to see if I could disappear, but it didn't work.
I just froze. You saw how I just tried to praise? Like I just.
Oh Lord!
I got you, Pastor.
I feel like that conversation, navigating grief during the holiday, like most people think it just relates to death, but you have divorces, you have breakups, you have all these other loss of jobs, you have all these things that surround the grief that people are dealing with during the holiday season. So we're gonna have that conversation. We're gonna have the conversation. Me and Dr. Sid had a conversation. Y'all just don't show up then.
I'm a hold RG down. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. But
RG
I love
Nation.
y'all. You gonna get beat up now. You know you can't fight.
And look, I'm helping her. Like I'm over
Right.
here trying to. I'm over here trying to help her.
All right. Remember, you say you don't stab, so you can't fight. Okay. So I love y'all. I appreciate. Thank y'all so much for jumping on, and hanging out with us for this past hour and some change. Y'all have an amazing night. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. Be great at what you do. And we'll see y'all. We'll see y'all soon.
Love y'all.
Good night, y'all.
Peace.